Good morning. It is now day 14. We didn't do much filming yesterday. Well, I don't really did any. I did a bit on Facebook, but that's it because it was just walking around the same places. So we've obviously lost. We've obviously left Las Vegas. It is really windy out still. I don't know if you can feel that, if you can hear the noise on the car. So I've tried to upload a video from not last night, the night before, but it's not happening. So I've tried to do like the hotel's fountains and things, but the video's not uploading for some reason. The Wi-Fi in that hotel was really patchy, although it was, when it worked okay, but I don't know. I'm just having a nightmare with uploading videos. Anyway, that's my problem. So now we are on our way to LA. We're going to be in LA for 3 nights. We are now on the I-15 heading back towards the Route 66. We're just trying to look for fuel at the moment because the fuel light on the car's come on. So we had a great day yesterday. We had a bit of a mooch around the strip in the morning, got something to eat. Then we went back and just chilled by the pool. And then in the evening we went out and looked at the Venetian, Caesar's Palace and the Bellagio. Oh my life, those hotels are just another level. The Venetian's it's got a canal in it with gondolas on it. Caesar's Palace is just on another level with the amount of casinos that are in there, and also the Bellagio is just mayhem. The money, apparently it says, I read yesterday that the whole strip takes around $50 million a night in people gambling. It's nuts. Anyway, so we are now on our way to LA, and anything else to report? It is 10 to 9 in the morning, so we are now, I think I might have said this already, we're 8 hours behind the UK. It is a lovely temperature today, don't know what it is, but it's got to be 30 odd already. Not that we've actually been outside, we only walked from the hotel to the car park. You don't even have to leave the hotels. The beer in our hotel was $15 for a pint. That's £11. We had 2 burgers, some chips, and 2 cans of lager last night, and that was in just a little burger bar in the hotel, and it was $75. The prices of things are unbelievable. We had I think we had a meal in another hotel. I think we had a meal in a restaurant the night before, and it was cheaper than that. Anyway, it is what it is. We've been there, we've seen there, we've done it. It is an amazing place. If you get to go to Vegas, go. That hotel that we stayed in Paris was absolutely fantastic. But all the hotels around it, it's part of the Caesar's Palace group. So obviously Caesar's Palace, Bellagio, the Paris, another one called the Horseshoe, which is sort of in our hotel. It's like 2 hotels in one. It's just, you've got to look it up. Go look at all people's videos on Vegas on YouTube, because it is just another level. You won't, just crossing the road, it's like 5 lanes in either direction in some of the junctions. You have to go over, like I've seen on the videos, you have to go over skywalks to get to it, and which you go up in a lift or an escalator. It's honestly, the mind boggles. Anyway, catch up with you later on when we're back on the Route 66. Another little side note, price of fuel. So we've just left, obviously, Las Vegas, and we've just filled up with fuel in a Chevron petrol station back there, although it's quite a big one. So, and it's just off this I-15, so it's probably a little bit more expensive than it should be. But we have paid as little as $2.50. That's for a US gallon. And there was just shy of $5 a gallon, so it's almost doubled in price the further we've got across. We had to go into the petrol station to authorise the pump because it wouldn't accept it on the pump itself. So you have to authorise a certain amount of fuel. So I thought, 35. I didn't spot the price of fuel, to be fair. Went in, authorised $35, which would be more than enough to fill this up with fuel normally, or any other petrol station, I should say. And we've got what have we got? Just
over half.
Just over half, yeah, just sort of not even 3/4 of a tank. Although it was empty, the light was on, to be fair, but yeah, so I think it took about 7 gallons, where this would probably take 12 US gallons to fill up. Anyway, again, rant over, but the further west you get, the more expensive fuel gets, so just also bear that in mind. So we're now in the town of Ludlow. Town. Gonna go in here, Ludlow Cafe. Tried to go one in Amboy, but it was it's a Chevy Suburban, I think. That's a big fuck off truck. Yeah, so we're gonna go in here. Army's in town. Route 66, Ludlow Cafe. So that's that Ludlow Cafe we've just been in.
Going straight on then, Jason?
We're going I-40, so we've got to go that way, I guess.
Oh, that way?
Yeah. Yeah, like here.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's really good. Yeah.
There's a guy on a nice Chevelle just pulled out in front of us. That's lush. So we're going west though, yeah. So you're gonna go where that big truck down there is.
That is.
Yeah. No, that big truck down there.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, you're going west, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
You're going that way, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing, just another quick thing about fuel. We haven't filled up there, but petrol station there, we've been $6.50 a gallon now. Now we're in California, so yeah, getting much more expensive the further west you get for fuel. Mugwumps, does that say? Mugwumps. God knows what that is. I don't know if you can see it, but the train, you probably can't see it, but it's right back there, the train, literally right back there. And then it comes here, and it goes there, and there's 3 engines on the front of this train, or locomotives. And then this one, oh, this one's going to come this way. Right, let's see how long this train is. So it's 4 locos on the front of this. 5, is it? Yeah. So there is all double stacked containers. Up a cup of coffee while you're watching this. There you go, last one coming up. And some of them have a loco on the back. Another just a quick one while I've got your attention. Again, another thing about fuel price. So we've just stopped somewhere near Ludlow. I don't know exactly where we are, but probably near a place called, I think it's Daggett. Back on the 66, there was a bit of the 66 that was shut back there, so we had to go on the I-40. Obviously we're heading towards LA. Again, the fuel. So we're just putting in cheap, Bogo, regular fuel in this thing. That's gone up to $5.20 a litre. The other thing which I'll say, and you probably do know this, but I'll tell you anyway for the ones that don't. Most of the time they're just like normal UK fuel stations where you can, like Tesco's, where you can just put your card in and then it'll do it all at the pump. You haven't got to worry about it. These last ones I've been to, they're both Chevron petrol stations. Don't know whether that's got anything to do with it. I'm sure we've stayed at a Chevron, stopped at a Chevron before. It says our UK, we're using a Lloyd's debit card and it's not accepting our card at the pumps, yeah? So you have to then go into the petrol station. It says on the thing, see cashier. Then you put on the card how much fuel you think you're going to use. So previously this car has taken, the most that this car's taken to fill up so far is $34. So we filled up on the outskirts of Vegas, and it took, and I just said $35 I think, and I say it took up to like 3/4 full. So we are heading into the wind all the time here, so it is cleaning our fuel consumption. But we've just put, so I went into that one, so it'd gone down to about 1/4 of a tank or something. So we thought, well, it's obviously getting more expensive, so we'll fill up again. So I went in, and bearing in mind it was nowhere near empty, put on $40 this time, and that's taken it up to just under, well, about a couple of notches under full, so up between full and 3/4. That was $40, and again, it wasn't empty and it hasn't filled it up. So be really, really careful if you are on a bit of a budget with fuel. We're just talking about petrol. Diesel's even more expensive, and we are talking about cheapo petrol. So just watch out that the further into, well, obviously we're in California now, the further west you get, budget more for fuel. So we filled up as well, thought we was going to fill up. We've put enough fuel in to try and get us further in, because obviously we're trying to fill up the cheaper fuel stations. But people have said that it gets much more expensive even than this for fuel. So make sure you've got enough money, and you may have to go into the petrol station to prepay for the fuel. If you put on like $50 and it only takes 40, then it'll just refund it back to the card. But you probably know that, but if you don't, it's worth knowing.
In a 1/4 of a mile, turn left to stay on National Trails Highway.
So that was a weird one. So we're trying to follow the 66 to Los Angeles, and we're sort of, again, back in the lap of gods of Google Maps at the moment. So I've set it to avoid the highways and all that malarkey, and we've just ended up in an army base. The lady was very nice. She said, no, you can't come through this bit. The army base is on Route 66, but because it's an army base, you can't go through it. So we're about to turn around and
take the next left to stay on National Trails Highway.
You're going to have to turn right though to get up onto that motorway.
We want to get back
Yeah,
there, don't
we do, yeah. And obviously now, because I've set the sat nav up to avoid motorway, it doesn't want to take us back onto this road. Anyway, so she said you've got to go back up to the I-40, go along and then come off. So the army base is over there.
In a 1/4 of a mile, turn left onto Pendleton Road.
Don't know if you can see it, but it's in the distance over there. It's a big army base. Oh, put that back like that. Yeah, so strange one, but that's the way it is. So I don't know how far we got to go. So you've got to go up there, Graham. So I guess we just have to go to the next exit and come off again. But it didn't say anything about an Air Force base, an army base. But anyway, there you go.
I-40 West.
Strange one, but that's what happens.
Continue on I-40 West for 2 miles.
So I don't know if you can see it.
In 2 miles, take exit 2 towards Marine Corps Logistics Base.
Yeah, so it's a Marine Corps. Well, you can't really see it now because it's beyond that sand dune, but anyway, there's a big Marine Corps down there. So I don't know whether we're going to follow that sat nav quite or not now. We'll work it out as we go along. But this is what I mean about the sat nav and trying to follow things, and then all of a sudden something comes up that you're not even aware of. Well, it's quite a big army base. This is over there. Well, it is massive, right? There's a lot of Humvees in there. Anyway, that's the base, the Marine Corps base. And then I'm guessing we're going to try and go back onto the 66 after that. I don't really know how long that is. There it says there, look. logistics base. Anyway, I'm sure we'll end up in the
In
right
half a
place.
mile, take exit 2 towards Marine Corps Logistics Base.
Might have to follow that. Anyway, we've got some navigation to do. We'll catch up soon. Yeah, so it's taken us back onto the old highway again. It just so it bypassed that marine place, and then it's taken us off of the I-40, hung a left underneath the motorway, and then back right again, just down the thing. So they call it here. They call it. What does that sound there? They call it the National Trails Highway. It's the first time I've seen it's called that. I'm sure it was used to be called Historic 66, but anyway, we're back on. I think we're back on track. More trains. It's quite a busy place. Me again. Another update on fuel. It's come down in price now. Still on the 66. We've just come through Barstow. We're probably near Lenwood and Hodge and Helendale. Not 100% certain, if I'm really honest. But fuel has come back down in price again. Just seen one there, $4.19 for regular. So there's a stretch after Vegas up until around Ludlow where it gets really expensive, and then it drops off again. Again, just make note of that. Save yourself a few pennies. Then don't fill up in Ludlow. Fill up a little bit further down the road if you can. So we've stopped at the Bottle Ranch. I think it's called the Bottle Ranch. It's the place with all the bottles is just randomly stuck on things. We nearly missed it. Literally coming belting down the road there, blink and you miss it almost. It almost looks like a power station from the road. Don't know how much of it you can walk around, but I think you just leave like a donation when you leave. But yeah, they look like power station. That's what we thought. When we came past it, I thought, oh, it's a substation. I thought, oh no, it's the Bottle Ranch. Exercise bikes. And I need to go on one of them when I get back to the UK. We'll have a look through there in a second. I'm just going to take a few pictures. We'll just have a wander through the forest of bottles. Or lids, or tops. It's a bit of a trip hazard. Literally, he says he tried to break his neck. So we came in from another entrance, obviously. I've just come to this entrance. There's this highway. So I mean, you can almost blink and miss it, because it just looks like a it just looks like a substation almost on the side of the road. I was looking over the other side of the road at something and I was like, oh, we've got to go there. So there you have it, just a random collection of bottles and old stuff. Ooh, shoddy camera work, sorry, it's not my phone. Anyway, there you go. I don't know where you're supposed to do the donation though. I'm sure you're supposed to do the donation, but I can't see where you're supposed to do it. I'm sure we'll find it. Oh, motorcycles are coming in. Another massive, great big train. Right, so the back here. I'm guessing that's all the things that at some point might end up as exhibits. See the size of these trains. And they just go on. And on and on and on and on, a bit like me. Anyway, there you go. That's another sideshow done. Alright, well, we've arrived in Los Angeles. So we left Vegas this morning. We've had a 200 and nearly 300 mile drive today. But look at our hotel room, it's lush. We're in the Godfrey, which is in the Hollywood Hills. And if you can see it, let's have a look if I can zoom you in. I don't know if you can see that, but just to the left of that building, at the top of the hill, there is the Hollywood sign. I don't don't know if you can see it. In fact, it's probably to the left of that building there. But anyway, Hollywood sign is just about there somewhere. You probably can't see it on this, but I can see it in by the naked eye. That's our view. We did have a little detour on the way. We shouldn't have had the little detour on the way because it was quite a big detour, but anyway, that's just it was just we missed the turning, and then we didn't realise we'd missed the turning, and we just carried on and for many miles, and we thought this is not right. But anyway, we got here. So we got 3 nights here. Thought we only had 2. We got 3 nights here. $66 a night for valet parking. However, the bloke at reception went, "Oh, there's a car parking space over the road if you grab it." So down there, well, to be fair, this isn't our car behind us, but they have like little grey bits on the curbs, and if there's a grey bit on the curb, it means you can park. Apparently, Dave and Lisa let me know otherwise. So what I was going to say, yeah, so it's quite late. It's getting on for 7 o'clock, to be honest, in the evening. But it was a long day, a long drive, but we're here for 2 full days. This hotel has got a rooftop pool, I think, and a roof bar, but it was a $450 deposit. So I don't think we're going to be able to afford to buy alcohol here. Seeing as in the last hotel, alcohol was $15 a pint. I can't imagine this one being any cheaper. So we may or may not be able to afford to eat here. Or drink. Well, we definitely won't be able to afford to eat, I don't think. I don't think we'll be able to eat either. Drink, but I know. It's a nice view though. It's a lovely view. We're going to do touristy things. The drive here wasn't particularly eventful. I have done a little bit of video, but it wasn't particularly exciting. Look, nice pictures on the wall. Yeah, so the drive here wasn't particularly exciting. It was just much of what you've already seen, highways and a bit of Route 66, but not a lot, but I'll put some up. Anyway, that's us for today. We will go out and have a look around, find somewhere to eat and drink. There is a load of stuff. Hollywood Boulevard is, Sunset Boulevard is that road just there. I think I'm sure that said Sunset Boulevard, so it looked like there was a load of stuff down there. But we'll have a look around, see what we can see. I don't know, my brain's fried. See you all again another day. Oh, it's what day is it? Day 14. Evening of day 14. And it is, what is the actual date? I think it's a Tuesday. It is, at the moment here, it is Tuesday the 13th of May, but where you are, it's Wednesday, it's 10 to 3 in the morning. Hope you're all having a nice sleep. Bye.